Do you want to know what it takes to quit your full-time job and go all in on your agency? Hey guys, Jason Fox here and welcome to another video. In this video, I want to cover how to go full-time in your agency and actually quit your job. The way I'm going to explain it is tell you exactly how I did it. Now, about 7-8 years ago, I was just an average, like a really average student in high school. You know, my report card was all C's and D's. Didn't really know what I was doing with my life. Then all of a sudden I had this soccer opportunity to go over to America, which was amazing. Went over there, really enjoy it. Long story short, I came back to Australia and started looking for a job and I couldn't find anything. You know, being that I didn't have good grades in high school and they didn't really take into account what I did into America, it was very, very difficult for me to get a job. So I thought, why not start my own business? And my dad suggested start your own business. And so I did. And within a couple of days, I got my first client. Now, one thing is that you've probably seen a lot of videos like this where they say, and I got my first client and then I made all of this money. I'm here to tell you that that's all total BS. That's not how it works, and it's definitely not how it works for me. It took me about a year of working on my business, working, full-time driving a forklift, doing warehouse admin, unloading containers, all of these sort of things to eventually get to a position where I could go full-time in my agency. Now, what does that mean for you? How can you actually take, your full-time job, get rid of that, and then go full-time in your agency? Firstly, let's look at it from a financial standpoint. For me personally, and this is what I recommend to all my students, is you need to take your income, what you have right now, and look at your expenses. That's the first thing that you need to do. And how much is left over every month for you to save. So let's do some simple math here. If you're making $4,000 a month and you are, spending $3,000 a month, you've got that $1,000 left. That's great. So all you really need to make is $3,000 to cover your expenses. Now, if you do that and you go full-time in your agency when you're making just $3,000, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to scale, and you're going to struggle because you're going to be desperate for clients all the time to pay your next bill. So what I recommend is take those expenses and double it. And that is your goal income monthly for your agency. That's your first goal. Now, when you hit that once, I don't recommend just quitting your job right there, because hitting that once could be fantastic. It could be a once-off project. You could lose the client the next month and a whole bunch of other factors. What I recommend to all of my students and what I did was I doubled my expenses and I did that 2 months in a row. And then from there, once I did that 2 months in a row, I quit my job and then went into my agency. That's what I would recommend all of you do, is focus on your expenses, make sure you're doubling it, covering that, you have profit, there's room for taxes in your business and everything like that, and then you can go ahead and quit your job. Now, from a entrepreneurial standpoint, this is something that not a lot of people talk about, because the financials is all great, but from an entrepreneur standpoint, you need to make sure that when you're ready to quit your job, your mindset is so locked in and you believe in yourself so much that you think you can do this on your own. I see so many people message me and say, hey Jason, I quit my job and I haven't signed my first client in the last 3 months. I'm thinking of giving up. Well, then entrepreneurship is not for you. Just look at last year. 2020 was crazy. But as an entrepreneur, you need to know how to overcome things, adapt, change the way you do things. So there's 2 factors that I recommend if you want to quit your job. Firstly is double your expenses, do that 2 months in a row. And secondly, have that entrepreneurial mindset where no matter what happens, you are able to succeed. All right guys, thank you for watching this video. And now this year, I really hope that you have all of the tools that you need to be able to quit your job and go full-time in your agency. If you have any questions or you need any support, make sure you join our Facebook group below, the first link in the description, where you can connect with me, post questions, get feedback from experts, all for free. and learn about what is happening in the industry as it happens. Again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.